Okay, so I'll say I'll urge you to write any questions if you have so far about Bollywood music, put into chat, and I'll try to address that. All of a sudden, I'm not seeing chat. Okay, I'm seeing now. So if you have questions, please put into chat about Bollywood music, and if those are important, I'll address it at the end, or otherwise I'll send you by email. So let's spend some time in active listening of music. So here is where the difference I see, that a lot of people listen to the music, but a very few really listen to it very closely. And I have found that trait in even musicians many times. Musicians I work with also have not complete clue of what song is actually offering. What are the different sounds? What is being played? How it is being sung? How it is composed together? How it is arranged together? They know it very well to the part that they are dealing with, let's say, tabla or a rhythm instrument or a congo, bongo, etc., but not as a whole. I realized that very quickly when I started arranging for live music. And then I started thinking about it, saying, how do you listen to a piece of music really? And what do you typically remember when you listen to a song? When you really listen to a song, you can start typing in the chat, or I can ask some people here who are on here to unmute themselves. I'll call them. You should unmute and answer based on who I see here. So I see Parth here. Parth, can you unmute and say answer my question? What do you typically remember when you listen to a song?
First thing I remember is the melody.
Okay. Kedar?
Sorry, I was trying to unmute. So yeah, basically, when we listen to any song, any music, or any composition, the melody is what really catches, irrespective of the style of the music.
Okay. Raj Bandekar, if you can quickly unmute and say what does capture your attention when you listen to a piece of music? If you can. Okay, I think it's taking time to unmute. So Zoom just reminded me that we have only 10 minutes. If this disconnects, let's just join back exact same thing, okay? Right away. As soon as it disconnects, we'll jump on the same thing again. I think that's how Zoom works. If it doesn't work, then unfortunately. But let's continue. In the lack of time. So does it register you that there is something else besides what you just answered? Okay, like something else is being played, but I don't know what it is. So we'll go into understanding of what you're listening. Okay, understanding is trying to figure out the answers to your questions. Is there anything beyond I listen? And I'll take you to okay, melody, lyrics, okay, relevance of music. I'll take you to an example, and I'll play some music right now. So tell me what you really hear from this music. So I stopped here, a piece of music. What did you hear? Did you hear drums? What else? What else was audible to you? What else you were able to figure out?
Percussions.
Okay.
Guitar.
Good.
Electric guitar.
Good, very good. Okay.
Hey, Prashant, sorry, I was not able to mute before. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Several things I heard. Certainly percussions, certainly strings, bass guitar, lead guitar.
Absolutely.
Quite a few.
Absolutely. So guys, this is the difference between a person who is musician and who is not. Raj is musician. We worked together for 20 years plus. And this is what happens to your ears when you do this for longer time. You figure out everything that is played in the music, almost everything, right? So that is part of active listening, what I call being able to figure out what was played in this 30 seconds of music. I'll play one more track here. Now see who can figure out what's being played here. Okay, anyone?
Ghatak, Vadya,
Go ahead.
drum, of course.
Anyone? And I'll show you a quick demo of that.
Strings in the back.
Yep. Okay. Somebody said mridangam. That was spot on. Perfect. Perfect. Somebody spotted mridangam. That's a good listening, guys. But I guess nobody spotted this instrument called morsing. I'm playing this on my keyboard here. This is the one that is played in the beginning. If you spotted this also, you have excellent ears and excellent way of figuring out what is happening. And the mridangam is also I brought it up on my software. Something like that, right? I'm just playing random notes, but this is the instrument that was played. Bass guitar was always there. It sounds like this, very low note. But these are the instruments that A.R. Rahman has used in this song. And the third one is the most tricky. Raj, you know it, so don't answer it. Okay, so I'll answer what is played here along with the tabla. They actually put a thumbs up bottle with water or coke up to a certain level and actually blew from the top of the bottle. So that pook, that one sound, pook, that sound is actually blown water bottle. So this ties back to what I said, that you can create music out of anything, right? So this is these are the classic examples of active listening. So this is what is called active listening. If you are able to figure out what is going on, then most likely you can improve your listening. So trying to figure out what are these answers, what is being played. So how do you do this? If you don't know, really ask someone who knows it. There are quite a few musicians around you saying, hey, I'm trying to figure out what is this sound, what is this played here. You can many times do YouTubing, on if you figure out what is that sound, look for answers on YouTube. Somebody has created a video for it, right? Look for the live performance of that song. Many times those artists, they bring these instruments on stage and the cameraman actually spots them when they're playing. That's a good resource of increasing your understanding, saying, okay, this is how it is being played. This is how the instrument looks like. And this is how it's being played, right? Then go back to the song, listen again and again, very close. Try to filter out all other sounds, but the sounds that you are trying to understand. In my case, I used to play bass guitar. I used to kind of tune off everything else and only focus on trying to listen to the bass guitar notes. It's very hard to do that because all those are notes are in the low register. So it's really hard, but eventually you get it, basically. If you're not able to play, that's fine. At least it enriches your understanding of music and gives you much more joy than just casually floating sound that is falling on your ears. So this habit also helped me in arranging my own music and live performances. I was able to tell my musicians saying, use these particular combinations of sounds to create this sound on your synthesizer, along with the mix of those sounds that they should program on their instruments. So this active listening and dissecting helps to figure out what is being done. Only 1 minute left. I think we are going to get bounced off. Only 1 minute left. Fortunately, if there is nothing or no other questions, then I'll do a summary of what we did today. We learned from music, or what is music to what is Bollywood music. We delved into history of Bollywood music. We took a took a look at how to listen to a piece of music. What do you spot into this? quite a few of you were actually able to spot, which is a happy thing. And then we explored some examples of active listening and how you can use that to enhance your listening. I hope you all took notes. And we are about to get bounced off. If you are interested, I am happy to jump back into the call again for a few more minutes. Just let me know if you are interested and we'll go about it. You can unmute now easily. Okay. Thank you for joining again. We'll use this time to do a Q&A mainly. All right. Whoever is on, if you have questions, start shooting it on these two topics. Shoot the questions.
So I have a question for you,
Yeah.
Prasan Kaka. So you were talking about like what sells is basically that's factor number 1 and 2. But do you see a burgeoning, growing alternative scene now because everybody has access to their to digital music and they can make their own music, that people won't rely as much on film music, films to make their music, and there'll be another scene, parallel scene
like an
that's
independent
growing.
music.
Yeah, like we have in America.
Correct. And that might grow, but our music is still tied to films. You tell me how many people have made a full-time career doing non-film music? Very rare. That happened only in ghazals.
A few bands do it. Yeah.
Correct. That happened only in ghazals, nowhere else. Or bhajan, like Anup Jalota, Pankaj Udhas, Jagjit Singh. These guys made career in that, but I don't, really remember anybody who is producing film type music, same type, and actually making shows and earning money on it or selling. Now nobody can sell record, but really YouTube videos and stuff like that, making money out of it. It's almost impossible to me right now. Tomorrow it might change.
Hi, this is Gautam Naik. Actually, I have a very base level questions. Maybe it's a very ludicrous question. Is in terms of you started with explaining how the keyboard is divided into pitches of various notes, sa, re, ga, ma, pa,
Yeah.
into high pitches and low pitches. Now, when you listen to a song for an active listening, I have always tried to understand which sur is there in that tune. So is there
Correct.
any tutorial or a scientific way to make that out so we can understand which is that, and that will help us to understand the rag dari, like in terms of what sur, what pitch, and so is there any scientific way, or it just you have to
No, there
just
is.
okay.
There is. And it is a little deeper topic, but I'll give you a quick answer to it. So the real quick way to understand that is, let's say you are listening to a song. If you can figure out the base sur of it, at least by yourself, the first note, let's say, if you take any line of a song, the one we did, O Majire, for example, right? O Majire. So in that O, what is that musical note? If you can able to figure out one note, first note of that line, let's say, that's the minimum skill required at least, right? But the ground rule is, if you know the first note of any music piece, the next note is relative to that.
Oh, okay.
Is always relative to earlier note. So how high or how low from the note that was earlier played or sung. That's how you can figure out the different notes of a songs without understanding much. I did this without knowing for a long time.
Okay.
And at one time I started teaching keyboards. One of the young students asked me, how do you know this? And I was like completely thrown back. I said, I really don't know. How do I know this? Because right now, it's right now connected, right? O Majire. I don't know the song actually, but let's say I start playing from this note. This may be not the right note also, actual song. I can figure out within probably a minute or two how the song is going on. So if I can know the first note, oh, where does the ma ji sa ma note will come from? How high or how low? Whether it is high, whether it is low. So I'll first figure out in my brain it is high. Then how much high from this note? Is this right? So sometimes you try, you go wrong. Oh no, this sounds off. No, this also sounds off. Then you hit time one. Ah, this sounds okay. So from this, how high the next note is, right? Then song goes down. The how lower it will go from the earlier note, and you just keep doing that. It's all relative. So you have to have a ground note, starting note, and then from you just start plotting what notes are there. Initially, it will be very slow for anyone who's trying to do it, very, very slow. But eventually, once you practice more and more, you start registering those distances between notes, it will start coming quicker and quicker and quicker to you. Literally. And right now, I'm at stage that I don't even think, I don't even know. It just comes automatically. It just becomes like your nature. I don't have to think about it. What did I play?
बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं.
Correct. Without even thinking, I was talking to you. It suddenly came to mind. I played a random chord, and from that note, I played. This may not be the right scale of the actual song, also. It doesn't matter. I took the first bait note. And just figured out from that. It just came naturally. It's not natural. It has been developed over years and years and years of listening and trying out, going wrong. But now it sounds like magical. Even to me, it sounds like magic because I don't know how I do it, really. It has gone in such a subconscious level that any song, if I know the song, I'll play right now. And throw me a song, I'll demo to you. Throw me a song. If I know the song, if the song is completely unknown, I am not able to do it.
मेरे नैना सावन भादो.
Mere Naina? It just happens like that. And I can swear right now on screen, I don't know how I do it. But I have reverse engineered based on a student's request. And then I slowly figured out this is how I learned from my childhood. There was a broken harmonium sitting in my house, and I used to play endlessly while putting radio on and saying, what is that next note? What is that next note? And that's how I got used to play while the live radio is going on. Pick up the actual, identify the notes where they are from the scale, and actually play right there. It used to be wrong many, many times, believe me. But eventually, I developed that ear to be able to figure out that actual scale, jump on that harmonium quickly, and able to play. And that helped me into singing also. That helped me into playing. That helped me into arranging my music group also. When I used to tell folks this is not the right sound, they would blindly listen to me because I have done this years over years that study. But that comes out of that study, and that gives you unlimited joy. That I can tell you. Even if you are, I think, who asked the question?
That's me, Gautam.
Gautam, huh? So Gautam, even if you are not able to play the way I did or able to quickly sing, even if you understand how it is going,
Yeah.
and able to hum it quickly, I think you are in the best shape then in that case. And if you are able to already sing a little bit, you can quickly develop your singing by understanding this relativity of notes.
Yeah.
Remember the relativity of notes rule. So I figured out first note, mere naina. Mere naina. So all these differences between notes, how high, how low, that mapping capability is built into me. And I'm not alone. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of people like all over the world who do it far better than me also many times. And actually do, I believe that. So, but the rule is still same. And then further, if you start understanding Ragdari or in Western scales and all that, you will be able to also see the scale in your head also. Like in our Western, this is a C minor scale. And in the Indian Ragdari, this is a Shiva Ranjani Rag. So
जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन.
Gautam, talk loudly, I can't hear you.
It's like same rag as जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन.
Exactly. See, you see the pattern now. How many songs I should play like this? तुमसे मिलकर ना जाने क्यों और भी कुछ याद आता है. शिव रंजनी. तेरे मेरे बीच में कैसा है ये बंधन अनजाना. Same, Shiva Ranjani. Anybody has listened to this Marathi song? दिसला ग बाई दिसला मला बघून गालात हसला ग बाई हसला. शिवरंजनी. You can now see Shivaranjani when I play instrument. Right? If you are able to spot these patterns, spot this melody pattern, you can quickly relate one to another. You have to know one, then listen to new piece. Say, I have heard this somewhere, connect to it. Now you know two songs of the similar thing. When you heard third, I know these two songs, they'll sound like this, they sound like this. Then you figure out third one. Before you know, you are spotting rags and scale left and right. Before you know, you are identifying similar patterns in music. And this is how you basically enrich your whole understanding. Did that answer, Gautam, your question?
Yes, it did. Like, yes, I'm not a expert or something, but like I take an immense interest in listening, and that's something which is
that's okay. That's okay. But as long as you are able to connect dots like this, it will enrich your listening pleasure. You know, if you figure out, if you crack some songs, ah, this looks like exact same, that joy that will hit you is priceless.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. All right. So we did answer some questions. If anybody else has questions, I'm still happy to answer. Otherwise, we'll conclude today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming. Any feedback
thank you
that
very
you
much.
have, I've sent you an email. If you want to share any feedback, future topics, etc., just go ahead and shoot me an email.
Thank you.
And ahead.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Prashant.
Thank you. Welcome.
See you.
See
Talk
you.
to you
Bye-bye.
later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.